The term alchemy implies a process of refinement or transformation, akin to turning base metals into gold, but in this context, it's about elevating sexual energy into higher states of consciousness. Our base level carnal passions can be very, very volatile. These are the simple metals. The gold, as it were, is our spiritual consciousness. And we do this by contracting our pelvic floor, the abdominals, and also introducing a throat lock. The way this is performed is by pushing your tongue up against the back palate and slightly flexing the chin down towards the chest. This will be preceded by our breath holds. We will be doing 5 rounds, which includes 2 inhales and 1 exhale. The double inhale allows us to calm our nervous system. Let us begin. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, inhale, and release. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Make sure you're continuing to flex and extend the spine, following the cadence of your breath. It is very valuable to visualize the alchemical process during the breath, turning those unrefined base metals in ore that you have picked freshly out of the earth, introducing prana, which heats up these base metals and slowly over time burns away the impurities and leaves you with gold. Each breath burns away those impurities, leaves you with something pure, something holy. You can imagine on your exhale releasing some of those impurities, breathing in the prana and exhaling the impurities. You'll get ready for our first breath hold. Pulling all the oxygen in. Tremendous. And we will contract the pelvic floor. We will contract the abdominals. Push the tongue to the roof of the mouth and slightly flex the chin towards the chest. This is known in the Vedic vernacular as the 3 bandhas, or the 3 diaphragmatic locks, locking at the root, locking at the abdominals, and locking at the throat. This allows tension or compression up against the spine, pushing CSF up through the spine towards the pineal and pituitary gland, allowing them to alkalize, to transmute, to transform, to create that powerful electromagnetic effect. If you find this difficult, you can release these locks as you see fit. But as our muscles strengthen over time, this will become very easy, and subsequently transmutation. Let us relinquish the breath in 2, in 1, fully out, flexing the spine forwards, compressing the diaphragm and the lungs. You can sit with no air in the lungs for just a moment. You can even pull the belly button in towards the spine. This is your vacuum. And then let's sip in some air and release. Come back to our baseline. Ready for round 2. Find your center. Prepare. And in 2, 1, begin again. Inhale, inhale, and release. Inhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Find your cadence, find your flow. It may take a while for you to find pattern. Once you do, allow it to take on a mind of its own. Instead, you can use your mind, your mental, your psychic abilities to visualize that alchemical process. Creating the Philosopher's Stone, the inner gold, moving those quite volatile energy, that sexual energy, that carnal passion, into something higher, into something lighter, into something purer, into something far more resourceful to you than impulsivity. It's not resourceful for you to remain in this beast of a body, this animal. We are meant for something elevated. And let's bring in that last breath, fully in now, and locking down the centers. Contract the pelvic floor, diaphragm, and the throat lock. Maybe resourceful for you to imagine, or if those of you are familiar with hard mewing, just pushing that tongue right up against the first third of the palate. You should feel a light pressure. It is interesting to me that just above this location is where the pineal and pituitary sit, bathed in that cerebral spinal fluid. So in many ways, hard mewing, as much it is described as an aesthetic transformation to transform the structures in your face, it is equally valuable to think about it transforming your spiritual persona or your spiritual identity, as it draws pressure and visualization, focus and attention up into the seat of your consciousness, the seat of your soul. Very soon we will relinquish the breath. In 3, in 2, in 1. Fully out. Flex the spine forward. Press the diaphragm. This is a truly powerful position to be in. And we can sip in some air when needed and relinquish the breath. Find that composure before the third round. We'll begin 3, in 2, in 1. Same again, fully in. And inhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. Find that rhythm, find that cadence. Profoundly interesting to me to think about our ability, or tolerance might be a better word, to go without oxygen, and how competence in this area carries over to other arenas of life. Many people exclaim, Joseph, it's challenging for me to go without the blissful release, orgasm and ejaculation. But I would argue, and I'm sure many of you will agree, that the impulse to breathe is even more insatiable. And as we discipline this part of ourselves, as we are doing now, you will find that that reflex to experience sexual pleasure is nothing compared to your discipline and determination to tame the very reflex to bring in oxygen to your lungs. Let's test that theory now. Fully in, locked down the three centers: pelvic floor, abdominals, and the throat lock. Discipline the animal, tame the beast. We are in control. And if you are astute enough, or you have the capacity to, you can start to focus your attention on that mid-brow area, where the cliche third eye sits. You can do this by bringing the chin, keeping the chin down, and focusing the eyes forward. I said that where attention and awareness goes, energy flows. And this is the workshop of the alchemical process, changing our consciousness, elevating our spiritual identity. And now we will consciously release the breath. In 3, 2, 1. Release. Empty the lungs. Sit for as long as you're comfortable in this position. Do not force it. I'm going to sip in some air here. But remember, this is your choice. It is not a reflex of the body. It's not reactivity. It's intention. Let's go for round 4. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, release. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, and release. And that's the key point to remember, gentlemen. All of this is intentional. All of this is to develop personal agency and control. So often we are at the whims of our slave masters, and I use that word to describe the mind and the body, our impulsivity. It is very feminine. It is not becoming of the masculine to succumb to the impulses of the body or the mind. That's why we must exercise it. Like you exercise your muscles when you go to the gym, equally, we are exercising our nervous system, our control, our prefrontal cortex. This is the outer area of the brain. This is top-down control. This is a very masculine part of the mind. And with that being said, we will intentionally hold the breath now. Fully in, and lock down those centers. Bring the chin down, eyes forward, and focusing mid-brow. More and more you do this, you realize that you're creating new pathways, new habits in the body. And though you may be feeling resistance initially, helpful to pump these muscles, particularly the muscles in the pelvic floor. Right about now, we've been exercising static contraction of these muscles. Play around with relaxing this muscle and then contracting it, pumping it, as it were. This helps move the CSF fluid. A little bit more rapidity around what the Taoists may describe as the microcosmic orbit. And soon we will relinquish the breath and all those impurities. In 3, 2, 1, fully. ready ourselves for the final round. We're nearly there, gentlemen. Let's begin. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Exhale. Right about now, like any other exercise, your body may be showing signs of resistance. I don't want to do this. This is that feminine I spoke about. This is the reactivity. This is the body and the mind trying to exercise their degree of control over you. But they're not in control. It is your consciousness that guides them. Those who believe in fate are of the opinion that they are their mind and they are their body. And those foolish enough to think this way are forever condemned. They are condemned to believe that if they feel a certain way, they must act upon it. If they think a certain way, they must act upon it, not knowing that it is their consciousness that guides these tools. That what you are is behind the mind and the body, or above the mind and the body. You are the ruler. And in this way, in this moment, you recognize it, you realize it. So let's rule this body with one final breath. And hold, lock down those energetic centers, the root, diaphragm, the throat. Compress the spine. Send this energy northwards. Transform those base metals into pure gold. There's so much oxygen in the body now, it creates an inner fire. Any of those familiar with alchemy or turning base metals into gold knows that fire is a very important part of this process. Created an internal furnace. We are now allowing the ember or internal fires to lick away, burn away any carnal impulses, any impulsivity, any lust that may remain. And you will find when you relinquish the breath for the final time, the last of those impulses would have left your spirit. Let's let them leave. In 3, 2, 1. Let them be. Let's take a moment to pause. Sit in this new consciousness, this golden consciousness. Sip in some air when ready, and relinquish. Take a mental note to send a little probe down into the body and report back what you find. You will find that there is peace, there is stillness, there is calmness. Feel free to sit in meditation for longer. But for now you can open your eyes, if so inclined. Find your center, find your ground. I would say it's an honor as always, and speak soon.